being the 3rd of December here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I did an earlier broadcast showing a professional league race and confirming the amount of credits that you could get for a relatively short race. During that broadcast I said I would come back later today and do a broadcast more around liveries, and about an hour and a quarter later, here I am. And what I'm doing right now is I am working on a BMW E46 Model M3, and I'm just playing around at the moment, really, just to, I guess, form an idea on what I wanted to do. Initially I wanted to go with a full ultra clean white, and then I looked at it and I kind of said to myself, it doesn't have that wow factor in all white. I think the reason for that is that I cannot do the B-pillar or the window frames in white, and I think by virtue of that it seems to render it as a fairly plain looking car rather than a sensational looking car. So I did the strip, the protector strip down the side there in a black and then a little red highlight, and I've done the bumper bar crease lines in the black as well. And then I had an idea, which was to continue the lines on an angle at either end, and I've ended up where I'm at now with these lines. Now I could put the red piping or the little red highlight strip through those as well, and it may look okay, but I'm starting to think that it won't. So I was just hatching another idea, but the main reason I started the broadcast is I thought I haven't done a broadcast where I've worked, I don't think I've done one where I've worked on the E46, and for those of you who have watched any of my other broadcasts, you'll know that I've done 5 other E46s, and you'll also know that I used to own an E46 M3, so hence I have quite a few of them. And this one was a gift car, to be fair, and to defend myself, I didn't buy it. This was a gift car that I got earlier today after doing some races, so I thought I'd jump straight in and do it. And my thinking was to turn it from its standard mineral grey, or whatever the grey of the colour name was back in the day of the E46s, and do it as a white. But as I look at these lines, I'm not feeling like they are going to enhance the look of the car. The interesting thing when I first saw that rear line is it made me start to think of an E36. I don't know why. And an E36, by the way, is the previous model to the E46. Yeah, so I'm not thinking that this is what I want to run with. I just see, if I look at that there, it doesn't actually enhance the look. In fact, it kind of detracts from it, because it, I don't know what you're seeing when you look at it, but that's what I'm seeing. So I made a decision that I am going to abort this design concept or theme, and I have come up with another idea that I would like to try. Sorry, I'm just removing them so I get back to where I was at. Where are these hiding? They should be down here somewhere. There we go. Always important when you're deleting lines to make sure you've got the right one, particularly if you don't want to undo something good that you've already done. Oh, excuse me, bit of a yawn. Wish I had a mute button, but I don't. I apologise. Okay, so that should be the last of them. That one there, and then that one there. Okay, so now my other idea was to do another type of highlight using the red and black, which I've done on a couple of cars, so I'm going to try it. and we'll see how it looks before we determine if we do all 4 of them. Black first. Like I said, I've done this a couple of times and it actually does look quite effective, and it's quite an easy decal to do, which is to highlight the wheel arches. So what I'm doing now is I'm expanding a circle to try and get as much of the shape of the wheel arches that I can. I will have to add a little bit down the bottom, that's what normally happens. The other thing I'm trying to do also is minimize the, I don't know if you can see that crease line around the guard there. I'm trying to get the black within that, which it appears to be. I'm just mindful if I go any smaller it may not. I might try smaller just to see what we get. Just playing with the shape now to try and get it evenly around the guard. It looks okay. Alright, now the moment of truth is I duplicate it. In fact, I'm in 2 minds here how I do this, but let's just try this first. You'll notice I'm making it wider also as well. That's just to keep the shape in context, I guess. Don't panic yet, folks. It may look like it's wrong. Through the magic of layering, we then get that. I don't know, how does that look? Is it subtle? Is it too subtle? Is it too in your face? Like I said, I will have to fix the bottom. That's okay, that's easy to do. Is there not enough balance between the red and the black? I don't know, let's have a play with that. The good thing about the car is it does have those flared guards. I don't know if you can see that there, that flaring, and at the back. So it does lend itself to this sort of thing. I might make the red a bit bigger and then make the black bigger as well, I think, to really take in that flared guard in more detail, I guess. Don't want to go too much because I don't want it to be too obvious. I think that's okay. In fact, what I might do is I might bring it down a fraction. If you understand the method of my madness here, I'm just trying to get both ends correct. Oh, I moved a bit too far that way. Just trying to get the balance between front and rear here. And now what I'll do is I'll go back to the black, because now that I have made the red bigger, I do need to make the black bigger as well. You can see there that the front and back are not even, so I'm just... that looks okay. Don't mind it. Probably need to see the rear wheel too, so I'm going to do the rear wheel first before I do the other side. Now the wheel arches won't be the exact same size, but that's okay. It'll be close enough, and I can just do obviously minor adjustments as I need to. The rear arch tends to be a bit more pronounced, but that's okay. It's actually fitted quite well. Okay. So if I do a duplicate, I can run with that one, that's fine. Put this back where I found it. Now, I could have just done a straight duplicate and played with the duplicate, but I just wanted to see how it looked quickly, so... put this back where it was. Close. Alright, so duplicate, duplicate to be exact. And I'll bring it up here. Cool. Too far. I think that looks bigger than the front. Hard to tell without the black there, but definitely it's a bigger rear arch. Just mindful of the white strip there at the back. I'm just going to go a tad bigger. Okay, that should be well and truly enough. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now I'll grab the black, duplicate it as well, drag it up and play ball. We'll make this one a bit bigger as well, as it should. I'm just playing with the shape at the moment to get it in line. Trying to get some perspective on it. I think if I do the door sill down the bottom, or the side skirt, whichever term you're comfortable with, I think it will look better. So I might do that now too. Again, I'm doing it all on the one side to see what it looks like. It's much quicker to do it this way, because if I don't like it, then I don't have to delete everything. I just have to delete one side, and if I do like it, it's very quick and easy to duplicate. You might be thinking, why am I taking the block instead of the thin line? I find the blocks are better for looking at whether the lines are straight or not. In terms of filling up a wider area. Obviously the thin lines are great if you're trying to fill a thin line or contour, but for this purpose I'm using the block. Now hopefully it'll make sense when you see me aligning it as I'm about to do. So I want to give this whole door sill the black as an under. Now it probably won't be dead straight. No, there you go, you can see the variation happening. And look at the single colour, see what that looks like. Definitely think it needs the two, so let's duplicate that. Pull it up, convert it to the other colour you want, which I think in this case will be that colour there. And then start to manipulate the shape to get it to where you want it to be. I'm going to center this. So obviously it's a lot thicker than it looks because it's gone under the car. When I say I'm going to center it, I mean I'm going to center it in here so that I can link it to the red strip. Like so. Oh, what are you doing to me, strip? That way, okay. Just a bit of detail there. The other end probably looks wrong now, does it? A little bit, but that's okay. What else have I done here? I made it change the line a bit too by the look of it. Let me fix that. Ah! Messy. Okay, I'll clear that end, not clear this end. could put another red stripe down the bottom there because I'm worried that that black looks too fat, if that makes sense. And I'm also worried that I haven't contoured out the front guard to give me the same black and red at the discard. Dumbo. That's me not paying attention, folks, sorry. Interesting. It's okay, won't take long to do it again. Guess the note there for those watching who are new to doing liveries is even when you're very experienced, you can make simple mistakes around where you're at when you're playing with things. At the moment this shape is what I call live or active, so anything I do is going to impact it. I just realised what I did. I just swapped them around, didn't I? Alright, let's fix this up. Actually, what have I done here? It's quite odd. I don't know what's happened. I'm very confused right now. I'll fix this up though, don't panic folks, don't panic. Alright, so that should be how it was. Check the lines a bit down there. Hopefully it won't be too much down the front. No, it's good. Okay. Now, I think the problem was the layering. Okay, so let's just go back and fix that because this, by the look of it, no, that's okay. The red should be behind the black, shouldn't it? So I need to go higher. Yeah, okay, I'm with it now. And then I'm going to move this. In fact, what am I doing here? Sorry folks, I'm having a momentary lapse of concentration here. Yeah, okay. So I need to insert the red again. That gives me the black continuation there. This looks quite thick, but need to bring that red forward like so. Now I can go and manipulate it and fix it up. So let's bring it in. Oops, too far. It's close. I'll pull that in. Now I'm doing is just shortening the block, if you like. Bring it into a reasonable layer. Okay, how's that for straightness? On the edge? Not on the edge. Interesting. Oh, there's no cut line there, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to call that as being okay. Now, okay, let's just see if dragging this down here gives it a better look. I think that looks better than leaving that whole sill as black. I think it was too thick in comparison to the red. So my question now is, do I continue that along the front and the rear? Let's have a look. Go for the rear on the left side first. Again, a tip here is to try and use the same shapes when you're trying to do what I'll call a continuation, even though it's separated. You're trying to continue the look, I guess is probably the right term to use. You're never going to get this perfect in size, but the big dilemma is the corner. Going around the corner to the back, you can see there that it bends it, for a better term, bends the decal shape. And that's the red level and the black level there, isn't it? I don't want to be that high. And that's going over that. Just, isn't it? So that needs to come down to about here. Yep, okay, I'm going to leave it there. I do need to duplicate it twice, but first let's do the red duplication. Bring it up. Just below that wheel. Maybe just below that one there as well. These tend to be finicky things to do. So you do need to take your time. Otherwise, it's the difference between a great job and an average job. And I prefer to do great jobs. People may not think they're great in terms of the look or the style or the colours, but what I mean by great is in that they're very accurate. There's not bad joins or incongruent lines or wrong width lines joining each other. So I try to be thorough in that regard. I can do two things here. I can shorten the square, which I'll try first, like so, and then move it out to match the other end, because that just helps down the track when I'm doing the rear end. That looks pretty good, but I've probably gone too far. That's pretty close. That looks okay. I have to do that inset yet. So just move it up here for the purpose of making the thin line, because I'm going to have to obviously put it behind and then bring it forward. So move this layer up, because that's it there. Okay, and there you see how far down I went. The joys. Not sure. Something's telling me it's a bit too much. kind of making it look like an Audi estate with that flared guard look. It's not how I imagined it would come out looking. I wonder if the single colour would look better. Or whether I'm just too thick with it. Alright. Let's see if we can't make this look a bit more elegant. Alright, does that look better? Do I need to adjust the black and make it thinner too? Let's have a look. See what it looks like if I make it thinner. Okay, that's a good width. I'll adjust the red again, because I think they both should be equal in their depth, if you like. Well, it certainly doesn't look as obvious. How do the two compare? I'm leaning definitely towards the adjusted front myself. Alright, to give me the context, I'm going to play with these guards here as well. Okay, that's one down. Just leave it with me, folks. I'm just having a bit of a play here. See if I can make this nicer. What if I drop it even further down so this sill doesn't appear to be as fat? Like somewhere like there. Get rid of that extra line for now. Oh, I'll get rid of it then. Interesting. Okay. I like that better. I think that's a neater look. So, how do I fix the rest of it? Simple way, delete what's there, and then we copy. That looks a lot better. Okay, well, I just want to give you an insight into that. How to do wheel arches. Obviously when you're doing chrome paint, it's a bit different because the chrome paint, well, I guess it's the same. I'm using the same base paint, which is a special paint. The point I was trying to make is that once you pick a chrome paint, much like this real car paint, you can't play with all of that paint once you come back out into the editor itself, which is where we are now. So with chrome in particular, it's a lot trickier, and you've got to think about your design before you go ahead and do it, because you need to leave spaces effectively for the chrome paint when you're adding decals rather than the other way around. What we're doing here is we're adding a decal. It doesn't matter what's in the background, that we effectively overcoat. But when you're doing a chrome one, anything that you want to do to preserve the chrome being visible means you've got to effectively build decals around that section / area. Yeah, I'm still thinking about whether I put a second line down here down the bottom. And the other thing that just came to mind is that for some reason that line's moved again. Don't tell me I was being careless. Just make this adjustment. That looks better. Yeah. Still thinking I might need to go down the bottom just to give it some balance, I think. Maybe if I just put that there. I'm going to leave it for now because I think that there was too thick a band. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Please subscribe and like and comment. Particularly comment. I really want to hear from people. I really want to understand what you think about what I'm doing, what you think about what I say, any questions you have about using the livery editor from my own experience, anything. Any comments that I talk about other topics. I'd like to have dialogue with everybody. If it's live, then fantastic. If it's not, I can reply to comments. So please leave comments, please subscribe, please tune in next time. Take it easy, enjoy your day. This is Iflowboy saying goodbye.